Quite a number of headlines here on the cable. Nigeria exits global watch list for non-compliance as aviation sector rating rises to 75.5%. Kenya deputy president impeached while hospitalized. As some police officers soldiers sell their weapons to criminals, says Ribadu. Petrol subsidy cost Nigeria 5% of its GDP, says 𝐒𝐈𝐒. Okwama killings, judge recommends out-of-court settlement in 2 billion naira suit against army. INEC fixes November 2025 for Anambra governorship election. He died 20 seconds after prayer. Ex-Senator Zwingina's son recount last moments with father. Bala Mohammed, federal government policies aren't working. We risk being lynched. Many injured as CNG vehicle explodes in Edo. Senate passes vote of confidence in Akpabio after rumored impeachment plot. And here we also have World Bank says Nigeria is seeing positive results from economic reforms. Timeline 1,000 in Delta, 147 in Jigawa. How Nigerians have died scooping petrol from tankers, pipelines. And that appears to be a feature this morning. Before we leave the cable, this is the last one we're picking from here. LCCI. Recent interest rate hikes hampering expansion, sustainability of businesses.
All right, major story out of the Punch newspaper this morning. Skyrocketing inflation. Nigerians lament hunger. World Bank says 129 million trapped in poverty. Students at Kebbi College provost residents ablaze over alleged extortion is another one there. Homemade solutions. Nigerians dump cars, devise means to curb biting energy costs. Fubara warns judges over conflicting judgments. Elsewhere, controversy trails dramatic APC victory in Akpabio's local government. OPS carpets Tinubu's reforms. CSOs demand cabinet shake-up. Cholera death toll hits 378, Mpox 102. That's according to the NCDC. Tank explosion. Federal government promises to rebuild razed Jigawa town. AFCON Libya jittery as CAF demands response to Nigeria's protests. That's talking sports. Some stories out of the Metro Plus pages. Mobad, prime boy sues police over alleged rights abuse. Laborer dies of electrocution inside Ogun private varsity. We'll take some business-related stories. 𝐂𝐐𝐿 seeks increased renewable energy production. And federal government orders discos to replace phased-out meters.
A look at the Vanguard. Federal government's reforms not working. Bauchi governor counters World Bank. More here says why Naira is worst performing currency crashes further to 1,710 Naira per dollar. Flooding. Relocate from riverbanks. Federal government wants Nigerians. All the latest news here on the Vanguard. PDP will win Ondo despite leadership crisis. Southwest Party chair is saying that we also have this one governorship election. Ondo is not Edo or Lagos. NNPP. Governors have hijacked local government funds. Imo stakeholders talking. Headsmen Menants, we are determined to enforce anti-open grazing law. And here we also have Zamfara kidnap. We ate leaves, drank filthy water to survive. Akwa Ibom ex-copper. White Naira is worst performing currency crashes further to 1,710 Naira per dollar. Virtually all the national dailies have this particular headline this morning. Governor Otu at 65, a journey of compassion and transformation. My father influenced my career as a teacher. 𝐒𝐒 speaking there. More of politics. Tinubu, aware of Nigerian suffering, moves around FCT. Orji Kalu speaking. Hunger. Bala Mohammed says reforms not working. LP members jubilate as INEC obeys court order. Invites Abure. All right, we'll take one more. 2,400 arms destroyed as Ribadu accuses officers of gun sales to criminals.
All right, out of the Daily Post newspaper, JAMB bows to pressure. Extend 16-year admission age limits to 2025. INEC announces date for Anambra governorship election. CNG-powered vehicles explode in Edo, injures many. Many weapons used by terrorists, bandits originally belonged to government. Nuhu Ribadu. Also from the Daily Post, Jigawa explosion will assist Majia town. Nigerian government pledges. Nigerian government announces arrival of malaria vaccines, names pilot states. He thought I was after him. 𝐒𝐏𝐿𝐒 opens up on fight with Obasanjo. I earn total of 14 million naira monthly from Senate, not enough to buy petrol. 𝐒𝐏𝐿𝒒. Again, no senator has official car. 𝐒𝐏𝐿𝒒. Hardship. Tinubu drives around Abuja at night. He knows Nigerians are suffering. 𝐒𝐏𝐿𝒒. Again, elsewhere, LP chairman, PDP candidates join APC ahead of local government poll in Kaduna. Local government autonomy. We have left Egypt. Don't drag us back. APC chieftain. Klinsman chides Soludo. Also from the Daily Post this morning, Obaseki APC governor-elect 𝐒𝐏𝐿𝐒 transition committee set for inauguration on Friday. Hardship. IPAC demands improved living standards for citizens ahead Ondo election. Oyetola lost Osun election due to political manipulations. Akiri. And lastly, Labour Party crisis. INEC finally recognizes Abure leadership after court order.
All right, to the Guardian this morning, revenue shrinks as federal government, states, local government share 1.298 trillion naira. And more here says federal government orders residents to relocate from flood-prone River Benue and Niger areas. The strategic importance of Nigerian CND initiative. Shareholders lament voluntarily the listing of 18 firms in 9 years. Taming necessary anger. Tawa to the rescue. More here says Africa records 1,100 imports deaths. Nigeria businesses experience 2,560 cyber attacks weekly, says CSCS. After New Zealand blowout, flamingos ready for tougher Ecuador challenge. Ecuador here. All right, we also have Oyebanji changing political dynamics across party fault lines. We can afford to lose faith in Nigeria, says 𝐾𝐈𝐒 governor. Fan Ayata chart path to deepen air passenger experience. While Muslims celebrate Maulud Nabi, Sheikh Abdul Malik is speaking. Mahia and IBK's concern. That's a feature. And of course, we also have 2 more to go. Dangote now awards 65th richest person as refinery boasts net worth to $28 billion. And also talking business, Naira gradually firming up, says Kodoso.
All right, we'll take a commercial break right now. When we come back, it'll be time to get into the analysis of the headlines this morning. Do stay with us.
Happiness is a choice that we want you to make always. Choose to be happy. Choose 32 FM 94.9 Ibadan.
If person ask you say wetin be the game wey dey totori you pass, you go tell them say na better know all the time. No go dull yourself make you follow join for the ogbonge betting options, fast cash out, missions wey dey engaging and get welcome bonus wey fit reach 200,000 naira. Better know the game don start. Make you dey bet responsibly. Na only for people wey don pass 18 years. Better know na proud partner of Aston Villa.
Dear landed property owner, what if I told you that you could reach out to a radio station to sell your choice of landed properties without paying for adverts? You must think it's impossible, right? And not just any radio station, a radio station with millions of listeners, so your property can be sold as quickly as possible. Stop doubting Thomas. What's your name again? 32 FM, the laughter station in partnership with Soft Sands Property, is bringing this offer to you. Yes, if you have a house or land in a choice location with appropriate titles and you want it advertised in 32 FM 94.9 Ibadan, for quick sales and without paying a cobble, you can call or send a message to this number 091-646-15000 and 091-555-0055. Also, you can visit www.softsandsproperty.com to express your interest. Terms and conditions apply. Soft Sands, created to house the world.
nígbà kan rí nílùú Ẹ̀gbá nígbà tó ń jọ pé gbogbo ìrètí ti pé Lísàbí dìde gìjà ọkùnrin jẹ́jẹ́ abìjà kúkú ó gbéná wojú ọ̀tá láti fòpin sí ìwà ọ̀dájú àti ìwà amúnisìn ọlọ́yọ̀ọ́. Lísàbí ìtàn tó ń peni sí ìrántí bí ọkùnrin kan ṣoṣo ṣe fi ìwà akíkanjú rẹ̀ yí ìgbé ayé àwọn èèyàn rẹ̀ padà sí rere.
Ìwọ náà wàá mọ bó ṣe ṣẹlẹ̀ nínú Lísàbí tá a ti ń ṣàfihàn rẹ̀ báyìí lórí Netflix pẹ̀lú ìlànà ìsanwó tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti $2,000 àti $200.
Àbẹ́ ò rí nǹkan ẹ̀bùn pàtàkì látọ̀dọ̀ Ọlọ́run lọmọ jẹ́ fáwọn òbí tómi ọyàn sì jẹ́ ẹ̀bùn Ọlọ́run fáwọn ọmọ. Ó ní gbogbo èròjà aṣaralóore pẹ̀lú omi tọ́mọ rẹ nílò. Fún oṣù 6 àkọ́kọ́ máa fọ́mọ rẹ ní ọyàn nìkan. Rántí o, omi ọyàn nìkan fún oṣù 6 àkọ́kọ́. Ìkéde yìí wá láti àkọ́ṣeṣẹ́ INT'L, iléeṣẹ́ tó ń mójútó ètò ìlera ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́.
My kids love tasty snacks, but many snacks are not so good for them. That's why I love the new Milo Anna snacks.
We love it, Mom.
Yes, it's a delicious snack with the goodness of malt, milk, cocoa, and crunchy Niger-grown maize, containing calcium, iron, and fiber.
So, pack Milo and snacks in their lunchbox every day to help your kids refuel at break time and keep winning all day. Milo, energy to go further.
Ìwọ ń bẹ̀ yẹn, ó ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ jẹ̀bú ẹgbẹ̀rún náírà. Ṣé o wá rí ìwọ tó wà lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ ọ̀hún? Ó sì láǹfààní oṣù kan sí i láti darapọ̀ wọ Premier League lórí Showmax. Kò yọwọ́ náà tó wà lẹ́yìn sílẹ̀ o. Báwo ni ẹgbẹ̀rún náírà káàdì ìpè àti ẹgbẹ̀rún náírà fún ìdínwó lórí Uber ṣe máa rí lára ẹ̀? Gbogbo eléyìí la ṣe é ṣe tí o bá ra àpò unwrap àwọn ẹ̀ǹtì náà kí o ṣí i. Wá kóró náà tó ní kóòdù ní nọ́mbà 6 lára. Tẹ kóòdù yìí ránṣẹ́ sí 801 kó o sì tẹ̀lé àwọn àlàyé tó bá jẹyọ láti jẹ̀bù. Àǹfààní yìí ṣì wà níwọ̀nba ìgbà tọ́jà yìí bá wà ńlẹ̀. Àdéhùn àtàlàyé ń bẹ ṣá o. Èrè ń bẹ nínú àpò unwrap àwọn ẹ̀ǹtì náà. No, àsìkò tó láti jẹun tó dára.
It's a new era. The UEFA Champions League is back. The best clubs in Europe clash in the most dramatic fixtures. Watch the UEFA Champions League live on SuperSport. Upgrade to Compact Plus and stay connected. DSTV, your home of football.
Is it okay to make fun about two cups? Let's have a talk. Colgate makes your teeth so strong. Stop cover your mouth. Not to do younger with your smile. Brush your teeth with Colgate. Zero cavities and fresh breath. If you use a Colgate paste. Not to do younger with your smile. Brush your teeth with Colgate.
Colgate, #1 oral care brand in the world.
Brand new from INT'L.
I'm living in my lane, happy every day. Things are not the same, oh no. Now I chop from a buffet, unlimited buffet. Why I not there fear? Cause I know it's more than enough for me. Ocean of feet finish, skyway no get limits. I have all I need. 𝐃𝐈𝐒 unlimited.
Get unlimited data on a budget. Visit the nearest INT'L shop or dealer to start enjoying unlimited data now.
INT'L, a reason to imagine.
lọ́kàn ẹni tó fẹ́ talé-talẹ̀ tàbí dúkìá míì tó ṣe pàtàkì sí oríṣiríṣi èrò ni ó gbọ́kàn rẹ̀ lójúnà àti rí dúkìá náà ta.
báwo ni màá ṣe oníbàárà báwo ni ó ṣe pè mí ǹjẹ́ mo lè fọkàntán abánitalẹ̀ yìí ṣé kí n tiẹ̀ polówó rẹ̀ lórí rédíò ni tàbí lórí ìtàkùn ayélujára níbo ni kí n ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ ta ló lè ràn mí lọ́wọ́ báwo ni wọn ò ṣe ní bọ́ sọ́wọ́ alágbèédá ṣó tiẹ̀ yẹ kí n gbé dúkìá ilé àtilẹ̀ yìí tà mo sì nílò owó láàrin ọjọ́ 7.
ṣe sùúrù ọ̀rẹ́ wa irú dúkìá wo ni wọ́n fẹ́ tà ilé ni àbílẹ̀ tó sì fẹ́ kó lọ ní kíá kó dòwó iléeṣẹ́ rédíò 32 FM pẹ̀lú àjọṣepọ̀ Soft Sand Property ti gbé àǹfààní bàǹtàbàǹtà dé bí o bá ní ilé àbí ilẹ̀ tó fẹ́ tà lágbègbè tó dùn wò pẹ̀lú ìwé tó jiná máa bọ̀ wá sí 32 FM 94.9 Ìbàdàn ọ̀fẹ́ làbọ̀ polówó rẹ̀ tí yóò sì bàjẹ́ ní kíákíá ìfànlárẹ̀ o tẹ àtẹ̀ránṣẹ́ tàbí pé
09164615000 àti 09115550055.
bẹ́ẹ̀ ló sì lè kàn sí www.softsandsproperty.com láti jẹ̀gbádùn àǹfààní yìí ìlànà àti àdéhùn wà o.
Soft Sand òrùlé fún tẹrú tọmọ.
32 FM
94.9.
All right, you're welcome back. You're still on to Break It On Papers Review here on 32FM 94.9. And it's right about time to go into the analysis proper this morning. We have Professor Olu Ojedokun to do that with us this morning.
Good morning, Prof.
The top of the day to you.
Morning, Prof. Prof, I guess we can start off with this 𝐂𝐐𝐲 report of the president moving around in the night. And it sounds absurd, you know. I said hardship. Tinubu drives around Abuja at night. He knows Nigerians are suffering. 𝐂𝐐𝐲. Do we need the president to cover up his face and move around in the dark to assess how Nigerians are suffering? What do we say 𝐂𝐐𝐲 is? What sense is he making out of what he just said?
Well, it reminds me of the late Ramat Mohammed. And during his time as head of state, the short period of time, he was reputed to go around incognito to various government establishments to establish what exactly was going on. And that was one of the myths around that president. And maybe what Tinubu, according to 𝐂𝐐𝐲, is trying to replicate is that legend of Murtala going from place to place. But do you really need to go incognito to discover, to learn, to appreciate the sufferings and the pains that Nigerians are going through? I'm not sure you need to. I think what you need is an effective ministers, effective appointees, people that can speak truth to power within the corridors of power. That's what you need. 𝐂𝐐𝐲 spoke a lot, and he tends to sometimes run, with a lot of unnecessary detail. I'm not sure those details reassure Nigerians at all. What Nigerians want is for their lives to be a little bit better. And whichever way Mr. President is able to achieve it, once it's legitimate, the Nigerian people they don't really care about whether it goes in the, in the middle of the night, when the moon is up or the moon is down. As far as I'm concerned, they appear to be tales by the moonlight.
All right, the headline out of the Punch newspaper: skyrocketing inflation. Nigerians lament hunger. World Bank says 129 million trapped in poverty. The World Bank has released the Nigeria Development Update report, offering a bleak outlook on poverty in the country. 129 million Nigerians now live below the national poverty line. Prof, that's an increase from 115 million in 2023 to that particular number. Exactly, there's nothing new here, nothing surprising with this one, Prof. But what do you make of the numbers still? They say commodities prices have jumped to 45.92% as well.
Well, I disagree with you that nothing new. I mean, in one swell swoop, the middle class of this country has been eviscerated. That is the legacy, 1.5 years of Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, the president, is the evisceration of the middle class. And a country where you don't have a thriving middle class, the economy of that country is going nowhere. So, of course, it's a disaster in the making. And except this government gets to grip or finds some handle or pulls some lever, we're really, really in deep trouble. This is the World Bank. This is not the PDP. This is not the Labour Party. This is a neutral arbiter, one of those that encouraged the government to remove the subsidy. And they are the ones now saying they were in their states. And then, of course, the inflation. There is no economy. There is no country that can survive with that kind of inflation. It means, you understand, that you're better off handling your money rather than putting it in the bank, because by the time you withdraw it from the bank, the value is gone completely. Some people approached me the other day and they wanted me to invest in, I don't know what they call it, some mutual sort of thing. And I was telling them, I said, why would I invest in the mutual thing when in the next 4 or 5 years, I don't know what the value will be? The value of the Naira, the strength of the Naira is killing savings. It's also killing the economy. And the government needs to do something fast. The productivity we talk about we have to produce more things and so on. Of course, that's the way forward, but it's not going to happen overnight. So in the meantime, while we're getting our act together to produce more things in this economy, something has to be done. Else, I mean, I don't know what to say. I don't know where we would end up. There was some demonstration yesterday, and I'm not going to repeat exactly what was going on.
Right.
And these people were calling for the president to leave. Can you imagine?
All right, Prof.
Prof, still along those lines, we have something from the Bauchi governor. He's talked about the World Bank's claims that reversal of the federal government's policies at this time would spell doom, as insisting that the reforms are not working and that people are hungry, and this may actually make people of his status face the threat of being lynched. Those are his words. People of his status may face the threat of being lynched. What do you say to that statement?
No, Kenny, you're not wrong. But you see, the problem with the World Bank is that the World Bank wasn't set up for our economies. It wasn't set up for so-called developing economies. It was set up for the very rich. And the prescriptions that are being prescribed are for countries that have a credit system, that are producing other things, countries that are not very dependent. So it doesn't really apply to us. My view about it is that rather than World Bank say we shouldn't reverse policies, they should be helping us cerebrally and be saying this is the way we should tweak some of these policies and so on and so forth. I'm one of those who say it was right to remove subsidy, but it was wrong to remove subsidy for the very, very poor. In other words, you needed to be discriminatory. So, of course, the governor of Bauchi State is saying it as it is. If we continue down this route, then he is the one going to be in danger. Because obviously people are going to look for those, you understand, that are responsible for the present state of affairs.
All right, Prof, I wanted us to go to Kenya, and it's a striking one here, and we can see that the Kenya example. Kenya deputy president impeached while hospitalized. Now, this is a man who said, hey, I'm sick, when the votes were supposed to be cast some sort at the floor of the parliament. He said he went sick. And his lawyer had appealed to have more time for him to return and be part of the vote. But unfortunately, he did not return, and the parliament went ahead to impeach him. Now, we have a Nigerian system where we have ex-governors who had faced criminal conviction, saying that they should contest or they are more capable to be president in 2027. Now, what is the thing we want to lift from the Kenya example? They started off this protest. We do remember what Nigerians now call end bad governance. It's part of the spill-off from what we had in Kenya. Now, what is the thing we can learn from Kenya here in terms of their political system, in spite of the fact that some people would say this is a political witch hunt?
Well, the politics is brutal. And that sometimes, you understand, the politics cares about the process rather than about the person. Of course, if you're following the Kenya example, they're not given to sentiments. Our politics in Nigeria is too sentimental. In Kenya, they're less sentimental. And sometimes you need to be less sentimental in order to get things going. But I think maybe the lesson here in Nigeria is that if you fail to fulfill your constitutional responsibilities, if you fail to do that which is expected of you, then you should be shown the way out of the door. And that's not treason. The problem in Nigeria now is that we are so sentimental. Now, when you protest against the president or protest against any government official, it is called treason. When, of course, indeed, it is not treason. It is not treason to want a better government. It is not treason to want 3 square meals. It is not treason to want a good education. It's not treason to want health and good health care. So, of course, the Kenya example shows that to Nigeria, once sentiment is removed from politics, they're coming for you.
All right, Prof, the federal government has officially announced the termination of fuel and foreign exchange subsidies, marking the end of the long-debated policy. Now, according to the Minister of Finance, Wale Edu, fuel and FX subsidy are extinguished. That's a quote from him. Prof, how do you see this one? Talking about how seriously can people take this? Some have asked that is the removal of subsidies, a genuine thing or simply just another political tactic, considering the backdoor introduction of subsidies we've had in the past?
Well, I thought it had been extinguished before. So, a lot of Nigerians will be confused. Which one is it? Is it really been extinguished? Are they going to come in another guise, in another format, very soon, and say the same thing again? But let's watch the space. The reality of it, you understand, is that the country cannot afford subsidy for everybody. We can afford it for some, for the very poor, but not for everybody. So let's see where it takes us to. You see, my own problem is that when you remove subsidy, it means there's more government money for the government. But a lot of people, you and I, and the vast majority of Nigerians, are not experiencing the extra funds that should be coming to us. Rather, as I said, and the assertion has been made, that many of these excess funds have been changed into dollars, dollarization of the economy, rather, you understand, than helping the people. In other words, people have been pauperized. So let's just hope that with this subsidy, so-called final subsidy removal, that the benefits are felt by Nigerians.
All right, Prof. Let's look at vote of confidence in Akpabio. And sometimes when you look at the proceedings of the National Assembly, you keep wondering if they are really representing the interest of Nigerians, because people are starving to that. That's the reality of today. Now, you have the Senate sitting and passing vote of confidence in their leadership. Is this not something that you're trying to play on the intelligence of Nigerians? Because as of now, we expect that the National Assembly should be asking questions, especially to the executive, in terms of the economic reforms of this government itself. Have these people done due diligence when it comes to representing their constituent here?
Well, the fact that a vote of confidence is being passed on him shows you about the insecurity that he faces. When I mean insecurity, it's security of his position. If his position was not insecure, if there was no threat against his position, then there would be no need to pass a vote of no confidence. So it shows you they care about themselves. They don't care about the people of Nigeria. I would have thought at this time the vote of confidence or no confidence should be on the president. Shouldn't even be on the president of the Senate, because he's symptomatic of the entire class, ruling class, and their failure to grapple with, the failure to sort out the problems that we face. Having said that, do you take the senators seriously? Do you take them really seriously? All they are interested in, some will suggest, is that they're interested in their constituency allowances. Somebody said 14 million in terms of what they take home a month. Kanu said that. They're interested in maintaining their positions rather than rescuing us from the very difficult and tragic situation that we find ourselves. So, yes, self-preservation, what do you expect from them? Until we begin to elect people that really care, until we have a system that is part-time, sitting allowances, then the only people that will be attracted to that place are people who want to make extra money, and want to make it big.
All right, quickly before we go on a commercial break this morning, Prof. Afeb Babala, he's seeking the inclusion of private universities in the student loan scheme. He said the exclusion is unjust. He's questioning why private universities and their students are denied access to government support despite contributing through research and all of that. What do you make of the story, Prof?
There's no logical reasoning why private institutions should not be included in the loans or even the TED fund. After all, if you see the latest figures, it's a private university that heads it. So what is it all about? We want to create world beaters, intellectual giants. We want innovation patents. That's what we want. And of course, private universities are doing that. You understand? They're making waves around the world. So why exclude them? For whatever reason, from that point of view. So yes, I agree with the Leonard Silk, you understand, the donor of the legal profession in this country. It is the most reasonable thing I've heard in a while. And I hope that with this intervention, government will sit down, rethink the bill, or the law rather, about student loans, so that each and every Nigerian who is a taxpayer, who lives in Nigeria, who is a citizen, can benefit from it.
All right, we have to pay some bills. What about now? We'll be back shortly afterwards. Do stay with us.
Stay tuned to 32 FM 94.9.
ṣé ilé ni dúkìá tó fẹ́ tàbí ilẹ̀ tó sì wọ́ láti polówó rẹ̀ lórí rédíò láì ṣe wàhálà kankan? gbọ́ mi, ìwọ gan-an ni àǹfààní bàǹtàbàǹtà yìí wà fún. ìkànnì yín tẹ́ fẹ́ bí ojú ni 32 FM 94.9 Ìbàdàn àti iléeṣẹ́ atalétalẹ̀ tó lókọrin láwùjọ Soft Sands Property lójúmọ̀ gbé àǹfààní tí ò wọ́pọ̀ yìí kalẹ̀. kì í ṣeré o, à ń fi àsìkò yìí ké sí ẹni fẹ́ talétalẹ̀ pẹ̀lú ìwé tó múnádóko láti wá polówó rẹ̀ lọ́fẹ̀ẹ́ ká sì bá ta lórí rédíò ní kíá. ẹ̀rí pé yìí pọ̀, àǹfààní àti bá yín ta ilé àbí ilẹ̀ yín lórí rédíò ní kíá láì láyín lò oògùn kankan. ẹ̀yin sá ti kàn sí wa, ojú ọgán ni dúkìá yín ó jẹ́ títà fún àtẹ̀ránṣẹ́ àbí ìpè.
091-6461-5000 àti 091-1555-0055
tàbí www.softsandsproperty.com láti jẹ́ alábàápín àǹfààní yìí. àdéhùn àti àsọtẹ́lẹ̀ wà o.
Soft Sand, òrùlé fún tẹrú tọmọ.
àsìkò yẹn tún rèé o nínú ọdún ìfilọ́lẹ̀ Glow Festival of Joy ti dé. òjò ńlá ń rọ̀, òjò ẹ̀bùn yanturu. báwo ló ṣe kà màmá tó? mo mọ̀ pé wàá béèrè Prado tuntun 5 tó gbẹ, Kia Picanto 5 tó gbẹ. nǹkan ìyàlẹ́nu tó kà màmá ni o pẹ̀lú àjàsà tó gbàtà hánu torí pé kẹ̀kẹ́ náà pẹ́ẹ̀pù mẹ́ẹ̀ẹ́dógún wà lẹ̀. pẹ̀lẹ́rọ mọ̀nàmọ́ná 150 1,000 ẹ̀rọ ìrọṣọ àtọgọ́rùn 3 ẹ̀rọ ọlọ́ta kí ló wá dúró de jẹ́ kan lára àwọn olóríire ní ti ìfilọ́lẹ̀ Glow Festival of Joy. Testa 611# yẹn ẹ̀bùn tó fẹ́ ra ìwé ìpè tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti ẹgbẹ̀rún kan sẹ́gbẹ̀rún lọ́nà ọgọ́rùn-ún náírà kó o sì láǹfààní àti ìdáwọn ẹ̀bùn dẹ̀mùdẹ̀mù látọwọ́ Glow. ìfilọ́lẹ̀ yìí yóò bẹ̀rẹ̀ látọjọ́ kìíní oṣù kẹwàá títí di oṣù kìíní ọdún 2025. Nigeria Communications Commission NCC àti National Lottery Regulatory Commission NLRC fòǹtẹ̀lù Glow Festival of Joy yìí àdéhùn àti àsọtẹ́lẹ̀ ń bẹ o.
Glow Unlimited.
Láti dènà àrùn ìgbẹ́ gbuuru àti àrùn mìíràn pàápàá nínú àwọn ọmọdé fọ ọwọ́ rẹ pẹ̀lú ọṣẹ àtomi tó ń dà ṣooro ní pàtàkì jùlọ tó o bá lo ilé ìgbọ̀nsẹ̀ tán lẹ́yìn tó o bá ti ṣàǹdí fọ́mọ tán kó o tó ṣe oúnjẹ ọmọ rẹ tàbí kó o tó fún un lóúnjẹ àti pé o tí ọmọ rẹ bá ní àìsàn ìgbẹ́ gbuuru fún un ní oògùn oníwóró zinc lẹ́ẹ̀kan lójúmọ́ àti ORS ní wákàtí mẹ́rin tàbí kí ẹ máa fún díẹ̀díẹ̀ nínú ife èyí á jẹ́ kọ́mọ rẹ lè ní ìdápadà omi ara àtokun. Bákan náà yọjú sílé iṣẹ́ ètò ìlera tó bá súnmọ́ ọ jùlọ láti gba ìtọ́jú fọ́mọ tó ní àìsàn ìgbẹ́ gbuuru. Ìkéde yìí wá láti àkànṣeṣẹ́ INT'L iléeṣẹ́ tó ń mójútó ètò ìlera ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́.
If the question is, can you name a really unforgettable gaming experience? The answer is always Betano. Join now with fantastic betting options, cash outs, engaging missions, and a welcome bonus of up to 200,000 naira. Plus, many more exclusive features. Betano. The game starts now. Bet responsibly. Available only to those over the age of 18. Proud partner of Aston Villa.
My children are athletes. From the moment they wake up, they keep playing and learning. So, when I pack the new Milo NS snacks into their lunchbox, I'm giving them a delicious snack with the goodness of malt, milk, cocoa, and crunchy Niger-grown maize containing calcium, iron, and fiber.
Milo NS Snacks, snack of future champions to help your kids refuel and keep winning all day. Milo, energy to go further.
Milo. Nígbà kan rí nílùú Ẹ̀gbá nígbà tó ń jọ pé gbogbo ìrètí ti pé Lísàbí dìde gìjà ọkùnrin jẹ́jẹ́ abìjà kúkú ó gbéná wojú ọ̀tá láti fòpin sí ìwà ọ̀dájú àti ìwà amúnisìn ọlọ́yọ̀ọ́. Lísàbí ìtàn tó ń peni sí ìrántí bí ọkùnrin kan ṣoṣo ṣe fi ìwà akíkanjú rẹ̀ yí ìgbé ayé àwọn èèyàn rẹ̀ padà sí rere.
Ìwọ náà wàá mọ bó ṣe ṣẹlẹ̀ nínú Lísàbí tá a ti ń ṣàfihàn rẹ̀ báyìí lórí Netflix pẹ̀lú ìlànà ìsanwó tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti $2,000 àti $200.
Brand new from 𝐿TEL. Oh yeah, no.
I'm living in my lane, happy every day. Things are not the same, oh no. Now I dey chop from a buffet, unlimited buffet. Why I not dey fear? Cause I know it's more than enough for me. Ocean no fit finish, sky when no get limits. I have all I need. 𝐿TEL Unlimited, 𝐿TEL Unlimited.
Get unlimited data on a budget. Visit the nearest Airtel shop or dealer to start enjoying unlimited data now.
𝐿TEL Unlimited, 𝐿TEL Unlimited.
Airtel, a reason to imagine.
32 FM 94.9.
All right, it's great to have you back with us. It's time to get your reaction to the headlines this morning. The phone lines are open 0705 5000 949 or 829 7000 949. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, welcome.
John, just with my name. Thank you, Professor 𝐿TEL, for being there. Happy change. At the sanction of this obnoxious subsidy removal, the World Bank even considered that an average 7.1 million Nigerians will be thrown into the maintenance trap of multidimensional poverty. while the Bureau for Statistics said that the introduction of subsidy removal and unification of the forest triggered the galloping inflation desired that the National Bureau said had not been seen since 2005. Sunday Tribune of 24th October last year, the 31 required for verification. And what was the reason for subsidy removal? Was because government needs money for infrastructure and development. No sensible government starves the people to death because they want to build infrastructure. Only the living use infrastructure. Now, 129 million Nigerians trapped in poverty. No sign to Tinubu's strange policies that are deforming Nigerians instead of reforming Nigerians. Don't lose on job. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
The numbers again are 070-55,949 or 080-979,949. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Morning.
It's Olufemi from Oyo.
All right, please go ahead, Femi.
I just want people to know, ask you, approve the question. We usually say the worst civilian government is better than the best military government. Look at what is happening in Burkina Faso. The military junta took over the government from elected people, and he has promised that he will soon hand it over to the elected official. He now announced that he wanted to conduct election, and people revolted and started protesting that they don't want any elected government again. That they've been voting and they have not been benefiting from it. That they have been benefiting little time when these people took over. Now, and they have been benefiting from their resources. What we will now say? People are now dying every day in Nigeria, and we are now saying that we don't want military to take over. If that's what you will pay us, we are praying that military will take over. It's only there's what we call idiosyncrasy. It is not either the uniform, either Alagbada or military. Look at what Ibe Agba did before his death. If military can take over now, and Nigeria will be better for it, it is better.
Thank you so much, Femi. So many Nigerians fought for democracy, and I think it's something that we can sustain. I don't think at this stage we should be talking about military regime, but we do have Prof. Prof, do you want to react to that?
No. Anybody that is suggesting, advocating, hinting in any way whatsoever that civilian administration should be replaced in any shape or form by a military junta, needs to go back and re-examine the history of this country and to see the damage that they did. No, we're not going back to that route. But having said that, it doesn't mean that we can't protest. It doesn't mean that we can't criticize. And it doesn't mean that when we get the next opportunity, we can't throw this government out if we feel they have not met the aspirations and the obligations to the Nigerian people.
Hello, good morning. Hello? Okay, do try and call us back. We are live on Facebook as well. That's 32FM 949 Fenya on Facebook. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, welcome.
Yes, my name is 𝐃𝐈𝐒𝐿 from Rafah Sheboro. I just want to comment on the student letter to Governor of Bauchi State, Bala, who said that Bola Tinubu economic policy is not working. And then, going on the contrary, the World Bank said that if I see this economic trend is very good for Nigeria. It seems that Nigeria economy is in the T-junction. You don't know where to follow. It's better President Tinubu listen to the voice of listening. Because nobody that has ever followed this World Bank economic reform and success and be successful economically. Look at the Brazil, Singapore, Malaysia, all these countries that are doing well. It's because they didn't form this. They didn't use to the reform of this IMF. It's better, Mr. President, use to the voice of listening. And not follow the IMF or the World Bank. Secondly, I want to congratulate the Prayer Majesty Oba Ugurusi on his 50th anniversary. I wish Baba long life. Have a nice working day.
All right, thank you so much for that. All right, the numbers again are 070-55,949 or 080-979,949. We're still live on Facebook, and we do have some comments here on Facebook.
Let's take this call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir. Welcome.
Hello, good morning.
We can hear you. Good morning.
Yeah, this is Benga Mario calling from Mapacha in Ibadan.
Hi, Benga.
Professor. Now, on the issue of, look at what Senator 𝐶𝐈𝐒𝐿 was saying yesterday on Channel TV, saying that the 40 million naira that he's collecting monthly is not even enough for him to buy fuel.
when I did the analysis of how much this man will collect in the period of 4 years, I will be doing his job as a senator. He'll be collecting 574 million naira. And we have how many senators? That means 574 million naira times the number of senators that we have. That means Nigeria is established just to favor some few people at the expense of over 250 million Nigerians. How many are the senators that we have? And we are spending among us on them. And he has read the decline yesterday that they didn't accept SUV. You can see that lies starts from the house of them, from the mouth of our senators. And some senators some of them said that they collected the SUV each. And this man came to stand yesterday saying that the only SUV that was being collected was being given to, I think, a group of senators and not all of the senators. So who is fooling who? I think we have to overhaul the system study. Thank you very much.
Okay, we have less than 30 seconds to leave the studio. And on Facebook, we have Tolo Kwadiyemi says, good morning, brilliant crew. We know that the people in government prefers being reactive to issues that concerns the masses so that they can siphon money in their usual ways. All right, we also have here, Omwadi Adekunle says, it is very obvious that Nigeria is indirectly under the modern-day slavery of international organized private sectors. And he's saying, like the World Bank, IMF, and others, and if Tinubu's administration continue to dance to the tune of this organization, the economy will continue to shrink and favor them at the expense of the average Nigerians. We have Prince Bomi Adefusi says, good morning to you in the studio. Good morning to you as well. Nigerians are suffering, and those that are in power are saying that they are aware but not doing what is expected of them. Mr. President has failed Nigerians due to his failed economic policies.
We have to go now. We thank Professor 𝐿 for the analysis this morning. The paper's review is back tomorrow, 6 a.m. Right here on 32 FM 94.9. I'm Kenny. Good morning.
And I'm GBOLABO, famous school. The Smart Kids show is up next. Do stay with us.